Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bullhucker podcast. I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I'm Dancia Kudrin.
Hey, we got a guest today, Dancia.
I know, I'm so excited.
Someone you found.
I did.
Somebody brand new to me. I just met her just 2 seconds ago.
You're going to be in for a good surprise.
And these stories all about drugs, sex, and rock and roll, right?
Right.
She's a wild child.
I'm just kidding. We're talking about God today, so you be cool. You calm down,
yeah,
everybody.
Fort Morgan, chill out.
Rena Frasco, how are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you all?
I'm doing well. You guys work together, yes?
Kind of. She's like my boss.
My boss.
Well, okay, actually, Rena and I go way back.
Way back.
So
to the armory days of Turbo Kick.
Yes. When you just moved here to Fort Morgan.
That's correct.
And was it the armory? I was
You
teaching
taught-
at the armory.
Yep.
And she just moved here, and we met at one of my Turbo Kick classes. And then it just carried over. She actually went to my wedding, my second one.
Which is all the record so far.
It's my
You made it for
personal
how long?
best.
That's awesome.
I know. Go me.
That's how you and I met, was Turbo Kick as well.
You're right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Look we're just a healthy circle.
No, we're not. That's why when I get scared when they say the place is haunted and if they try and come at us, dude, I'm the slowest one always, no matter who's here. You know, Vogue's going to beat me in a race. So you want to talk about your guest today, Dancia?
Yeah, so Rena Frasco. So she is assistant superintendent to Fort Morgan School District, and she's amazing. Everybody loves her. She does a great job. I feel like you started out as principal at Pioneer.
I
Correct?
actually started my first year teaching at Pioneer and then moved to a instructional coach position, then moved to principal at Pioneer before moving to the district office. So this is my 21st year in Fort Morgan
Wow.
Really?
with the district.
Where are you from?
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
don't you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said it's cold in the cedar, but you're not cold at all.
No, it's not 30 below.
She basically called us weenies. Say cold.
Suck it up, Colorado.
When you go outside, she'll be like, the fat guy's cold in this weather? Don't go to Minnesota, fool. Well, that's cool. You're very important. You're like the most important person we've had on here. Just kidding.
Dancia is the most
She's
important.
like
Thank you. Thank
the Guido of Fort Morgan. Is that?
I think that's a derogatory term.
Is it? Guido, I'm not. was going to
I
wonder.
was trying to think of like, the old Scarface movies or whatever. What are they called? I don't know.
I'm not
Help me
following.
out.
This is a point where we just stop this conversation because trying to guess what you're saying, it's only going to dig us deeper and deeper into the whole offensive stuff. You know what I mean? That's it. Guido. I think Guido's like the Sopranos, right?
I think I should put it. I
is it
think I need a new
Sopranos?
nameplate now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
According to
HBIC.
Dancia. Yeah.
Yeah,
There
thank
you
you
go.
thank you, Ms. Frasco, for your 21 years of service. But we saw the podcast last night, and we just can't have that garbage here.
Tell your friend Dancia to shut up.
You and your Guido hating friend Dancia. By the way, go down to the janitor's closet. Tell Dancia to pack up too.
How she ever got hired, we still don't know.
That's right. So here at the Bullhucker, if you're new to the podcast, what it is we bring on a guest, Rena, today, and she's going to tell 3 stories about her life. Kicker is only 2 of these stories are true. One of them is the Bullhucker. It's not true. It's a fib. It's borrowed. It's a lie. So, Rena, out of the one, it's the Bullhucker. It's not true. Is it borrowed? Is it made up? Even partially of either way.
Partially made up.
It's partially made up, so it's partially true. Okay. But it's partially true, your story.
Partially true in my life.
Okay,
A real life Rena story.
Ooh. Those are the best.
Arena special. No, arena. God, we can't talk either, can we?
Yeah, no, it's a tongue twister.
You got me the Guido thing now. I keep thinking about that. So,
I'm offensive, really?
well, today.
Yeah,
So,
come on, Kettle.
Once again, should I repeat that and get even worse into it? Okay, thank you. Anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Help us out. On the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see a little red dot. That's a subscribe button. You can hit that, or at the end of the video, top right-hand corner, the little barrel, hit that. That'll subscribe to the podcast. Help us out. Little click for you, big click for us. If you're listening to any platform, whether it be iTunes, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, whatever, please make sure you leave a rating and review so we can hear what you say. And leave us some, what do you want to hear?
Something positive.
Something positive, right?
Yeah.
And if it's negative, please make it about Dancia. I'm very shy. I'm very, very sensitive. I'm very thin-skinned, you know.
I won't be able to take it. I'll cry for sure.
Hey, put Adam back. The Guido hater. Gotta go.
Anything bad, make it about Adam. He can handle it.
You can't handle it. We'll badmouth him a little before we go just to make sure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So anyway, make sure you subscribe and check us out. Also, thank you to the San Cedar and the Brush Chamber of Commerce for letting us do this here. It's very nice of them, very cool of them. They've been very supportive. So it sounds like I was talking to Matt, and we're going to do a live podcast for their lunch or their dinner on January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we're going to bring Rena back, of course, right?
Guido of the school district.
Bring the Minnesotan, the Guido. I don't think they have Guidos up there.
No?
Do they?
I think they just have Big Bear and
Something cold.
Moose.
Yeah, something cold.
The worst.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Rena, we have 3 great stories. Nancy, you want to
Yeah, these are great titles. We got Sheep Gone Wild, not to be confused with Girls Gone Wild.
Right.
Well, it depends where you're from.
Yeah, that's true.
If they're Nebraska listeners,
They're like, love me some sheep.
what's the difference? Yeah.
Shark Alert and A Norse Saga. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, Norsemen.
Yeah.
Norseman.
From the
Okay.
Scandinavian, Hoovian countries.
Okay.
Who's the comedian who used to have that joke where he's talking about how they moved to America to get away from the cold, then they moved to Minnesota or Wisconsin, and then when the winter hit, they're like, what the hell? You know,
I don't know
this
one.
sucks. Yeah.
Truth. It's truth.
What part of Minnesota?
Northern Minnesota is where Lake Coben home is, between Lake
Wow.
Brainerd and Bemidji.
And is it cold?
It can get brutally cold in the winter.
Really?
To all my Minnesota friends listening, yes, brutally cold.
Like compared to like a snow day here.
Ridiculously different.
Really?
Wow, that's what I've heard.
There aren't really snow days in Minnesota.
Right.
You just suck it up.
Really?
Okay.
It used to
I
be
didn't
like-
know that.
It used to be like that here, too, but I mean, now they kind of, well, yeah, I don't know. It
We
snows
got
a little
soft.
bit. We got Colorado got soft.
We're cold.
Because in Minnesota, like, what's the lowest temperature you've seen in Minnesota?
Wind chill wise,
Yeah.
probably 80 below.
No.
That's nuts. That's unlivable.
Are you serious?
It gets ridiculous. It can
Like,
get
do
real.
cars start when it's that cold?
Well, there's people who they plug their cars in, plug the buses in.
That's got to be horrible. And you grew up there.
Yeah, and I walked 3 miles to school one way. I'm sure.
Wow.
Yeah, uphill.
Yeah,
No shoes on?
right.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hear some stories. Dancia.
Me? I went first last time. You go first.
All right. I want to hear a Norris saga.
Oh, a Norse saga. All these stories, by the way, kind of go back to my days before living in Colorado. So a Norse saga started in, let's see, the spring of 1999 when I moved to Lillehammer, Norway, and studied at a film school. Even though I was not going for film, I was studying education and landed in Olympic athlete housing. And lived with 5 other Americans and was immersed in Norwegian, and so had a lot of different adventures there, including one of those little toboggan sleds that you had to like push, and you could have a rider on the front.
Yeah.
And we lived about a kilometer and a half out of the city center, so we would go back and forth, and many late nights on the toboggan sleds there. But one of the best parts of living in Scandinavia was experiencing all the differences in what happens in Scandinavia. And so what we think and what we know as like a Norwegian American is not really kind of the way the Scandinavians live. They really actually, I will just say they work to live and not live to work was one big difference.
Very
but
nice.
had a lot of adventures. One of my flatmates that lived in a different flat than I did, Nissa, was Swedish. And so during one of our holidays, I traveled with her to her family farm in Sweden. And we got there, and there's a lot of family that Nissa has in Sweden. And we did everything from ice fishing to just kind of traveling around and visiting family. But the best part, it was we went there for Easter, and in Sweden, that's called påska. And so the day kind of went by. We did fishing. We brought the fish back to the house and had a great big meal, and all of a sudden I felt like the stupid American because all of these people started showing up dressed like witches. And I'm like, this is Easter. I'm a pastor's kid.
Oh, I bet you were you like, what did I get myself into?
What are we doing? Kids started trick-or-treating, and I really was...
On Easter, they trick-or-treat?
Well, I was thinking I was getting spoofed as the American person who's like, are we in a different holiday?
Did I go through a time warp?
Where am I? What year is it?
You do all the...
So
here's what we do for Easter.
So they really do. For Easter, it's there's a tradition that the witches, like on what we consider the Thursday before Easter, they fly to this mountain in Germany, and then they fly back on Easter to ward off witches and Satan and all of those things. And so they dress up as witches and they go trick-or-treating.
That's awesome.
With for eggs or Swedish fish or what do we trick-or-treat for?
Just candy in general. I don't remember if there was something specific.
Swedish fish. What did you do with the racism that they did to you?
No, that's just the only thing I could think of. I don't know what
fish
is
heads.
Swedish.
What are they getting? Fish heads. Part Swedish, by the way. I'm part Swedish.
Imitation of the Muppets.
Yeah, it's the Swedish chef. He's the greatest Muppet of all time.
So there you go. I figured out that that's a real thing, and it took me a minute to figure out. The Norse saga continued with.
That's what it's called.
I call it a Norse saga because there's a lot of sagas in Scandinavia that do we know that they actually happen, or do we think that they're making these things up for the Americans that can be crazy?
Were you like, yeah, I knew that was gonna happen?
Did you even ask, or did you just go with the flow?
I totally went with the flow, and the next day I was like, what was that? Was that for real, or was that
right?
So yeah, Nissa said, yeah, that's just part of being Swedish.
So I'm curious, are they Christian or what is the religion?
Yeah. And then we celebrate Easter on Sunday.
And then but then they believe like the witches are coming in.
No, they want to, it's like to get Satan away around Easter.
Satan away.
I mean, come on, Dancy, get with it. How else do you get Satan away? All right. There's always so many ways,
Yeah, exactly. Some garlic.
But then again, I mean, if you look at Easter as a whole, like if you told someone came to America and you explained what Easter was, how, our Lord and Savior came back from the dead, like zombie-wise, they were like, what America thinks Easter is, Yeah. They don't even do it till October, so Satan just kind of kicks it for 6 months, come on. American witches, procrastinators are worst.
Yep. Witches on Easter.
Polska.
Now, how long did you live in Sweden?
I lived in Norway, so
Norway.
we just traveled. So yeah, just a semester. It was a program called Scandinavia and the Baltic, and so we studied Norwegian and conflict resolution. So studied in all of the Scandinavian countries and went to all the Baltic states, including Russia. It's quite a fascinating experience.
That'd be cool. That'd be very neat. Huh.
Wow.
I'd love to go to Sweden someday. Because my great-grandfather's from Sweden. That's where the Lundstrom comes from. And when I did the 23andMe, the 23andMe, it actually pinpointed to what area, like to the, I don't know if it's called a county or whatever, but yeah, how close it came to where he's from is like shocking how accurate that thing is.
Really? Yeah. Is that where the Swickenese comes from?
Yeah. Swedish, Hispanic, and Japanese. I'm Swickenese. So, but like as I tell people, some people look like, what's that? And some people go, oh, like they've ever heard of it before. Like, oh, I knew a Swickenese guy back. He's a huge drunk idiot. But yes, my cousin. But anyway, it's cool. I'd love to go back to Sweden. It'd be very cool to go check it out.
How did I not know this about you?
I didn't know your husband was Polish till he came on the podcast.
Oh, it's a Polak. Yes.
Again.
What? He says it.
I know.
Yeah.
Doesn't Lundstrom some like wild cherry like lozenge?
It might be. Oh. I hope it is. I'd get that tattoo tomorrow, Rena.
A lozenge right on your tiny.
It's for when you got the cough. Go get to the Lundstrom. My mom would always laugh and tell me stories about my great-grandfather, her grandfather, how her friends would like, make him say third again. Make him say third again. It's the third time I told you. He's the third time. And the extent of my knowledge for Sweden is Taxameka, Varsagu.
Varsågod.
What is that? Why are you guys talking about
Thank you,
me?
and you're welcome.
Okay.
That's all I can
Oh,
say in
good
Swedish.
job.
Yeah, that's all I know in Swedish.
I thought for sure you were making something up.
No, what do you think Lundstrom was? Like a weird Mexican name?
I honestly
It's
don't
not
know.
Hispanic, like the
Kinda. Yeah, I don't know. I guess
Lunstramos?
honestly, I've never thought about it.
really?
No.
Because you're
no.
not a judgmental person. You're a good friend.
Yes.
Unless you're a Guido, of course, and you're a hater.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, what do you think about that story, Dents?
I mean, I like it, and I feel like yes. Like, what if one of us knew? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that could be the real deal because, for instance, you having that little bit of heritage in you, I feel like that one might be true.
Right.
What do you think?
I mean, like, it always takes the second story for me, but yeah, it sounds legit. But my grandfather used to make glug. Did you guys have a glug there?
Oh, yeah, glug. Mhm.
Yeah, so glug is this holiday drink that he would make with like fruits, and he'd boil it into whatever. And my great grandmother, my grandmother's was Hispanic, like, you know, and that's all they could. There was a language barrier. But he'd say, glug mama, glug un poquito. That they understood each other when it came to drinking. That's my heritage, you know. Like they'd sit out front. Neither one knew what the other one was saying, but they just get sloshed, just hammered.
Sangria that's hot. Glug.
That's what it
Is
is.
that what it is?
But it's super
Sounds
powerful,
good.
right?
It
It's
is
like it's
very potent, very clovey.
yeah.
It sounds like if I were to picture glug, it would be like black and like syrupy,
Super burgundy red
Yeah.
with fruit and
like a red wine.
yeah. But
Okay.
it serving it warm because of the cold temperatures.
See, I've never actually seen glug. It's just my mom and my uncle that have told me about the glug stories about the drinking that went on in Pueblo. So
You probably can get some at IKEA
really,
IKEA.
in their market section.
I'm gonna go check it out, man.
Do it. You should.
You want to get
really,
drunk on glug?
Let's do
Oh,
at
everybody
IKEA.
else? IKEA. I've never been to IKEA. You?
Yeah. Do you remember my friend Jade Spots?
Yeah.
I used to laugh because everybody knows it's IKEA, right? But one time she says, "Now, have you ever gone to IKEA?" IKEA? Question mark? And then I questioned myself. I think it's IKEA.
Have I been saying IKEA this whole time like an idiot? No one tells me.
Dang it, it's IKEA?
IKEA.
Also very good lingonberry juice. They have a lot of good stuff at IKEA.
I'll have to go check it
What's
out.
What's that?
It's a berry and very popular in Scandinavia. So if you drink the juice or eat the berries, it's
I'm sorry. I'm going to sound so stupid for a minute, but is IKEA Scandinavian? Like
Swedish.
yes, Swedish.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know. You
No.
knew this?
Of course.
Oh, you just Googled it. Didn't you?
With what? Tense, yeah. No.
No, I did not know. I didn't know this about IKEA.
Okay. People make fun of me. 'cause
It's
of-
time for a field trip.
Yeah, right. Like outside of your
IKEA,
house.
here we come.
Rena, seriously, give her some time off. You know what I mean?
Right.
To venture into the world.
Next week.
Yeah, put me in a dang classroom already. Hey.
All right. Well, I picked the first one.
All right. I mean, are you even wondering which one I'm going to pick?
Oh, I know. The Nebraska one. Yeah.
Sheep Gone Wild, Rena. Give it to me.
Sheep gone wild.
Yes.
I have a travel theme in all my stories because I've done a fair share and I've been really blessed with that. So Sheep Gone Wild, senior year 2001, I moved to the North Island of New Zealand. And that's where I actually did my student teaching and I lived with a police officer. Good thing I'm a pastor's kid.
Yeah.
Keep me in line. Lived with a host family. My host father was a police officer. My host mother worked at a tire shop, and my host sister was at the school that I taught at. But the nice thing about being there is I also had three other American girls that were student teaching at the same time. Two on the North Island with me and one on the South Island. So during so they have year-round school in New Zealand. So they do 10 weeks on and 2 weeks off. And so during one of our holidays, we were going to take this little real crazy vacation around the South Island. And one of my friends, her host family borrowed us a little. I wish I had a picture because it was a crazy looking car. It was called we called it Telestar. Okay. And so we went on this great big adventure around the South Island of New Zealand, just this group of American college girls. And if you don't know, it's very popular in New Zealand to pick up hitchhikers. And we were already kind of full in our car, but why not? Because we're a bunch of American people,
YOLO.
girls, and let's just. So we ended up in picking up a hitchhiker named a surfer with a surfboard that
Did
we
you
had
have
to
room for this?
strap to the top of the Telestar.
Okay.
The Telstar, if you had to compare it to an American vehicle, what would you closely compare it to?
I was thinking about that. It's like it was 20 years ago, so an older, long, wagony sort of. And I remember it had a sunroof.
Like a station wagon?
And that's sort of important in the story, but
Okay.
yes. And so, yeah, not really like a station wagon. I'm trying to think of what it'd be similar to.
Like a Impala almost, or?
Yeah, but like a longer body of the vehicle, I guess.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
I don't even think I have a picture, but anyhow, we picked up a hitchhiker named Heath, and he was going home to see his mom.
Yeah,
So
of
why not?
course.
Because
That's what all
strap
good
up the
surfers do.
surfboard and take Heath to his mom, and so on the way. And if you also know much about New Zealand, you know New Zealand has a ton of sheep. I mean, if you're going to drive a road, you're going to run into a whole lot of sheep. And so we were driving Heath home to his mom's, and we came upon this, and they do not move off the road. I mean, you could wait them out for hours. You could try to drive around them, and
You can't honk?
doesn't really work. They're not really in the fastest mode in New Zealand. They kind of they like to kind of meander and stay in one big kind of huddle. And so as you kind of try to drive through, and so we were already 5 people in this car, and the windows are all down. And so, I mean, sheep gone wild. We ended up with a sheep in the car.
You just picked it up and put it in the
Oh,
car?
no, we did not pick it up. It's similar what you would figure out like if you see like a moose kind of it's just kind of nudging its head right in. Yeah.
Wait, so
Wait.
you actually, did it go in the car?
Yes, and then as a Kiwi person, maybe used to this, Heath ended up having to kind of struggle with it and get it back out. And I guess we could have stayed there and sheared some sheep too, as long as we had to wait out the whole what do they call them, a herd? They call them a herd of sheep.
Was there more? Like, did he have some brothers and
Hundreds.
sisters?
I mean, when you come upon a group of sheep in New Zealand, it's not usually 1 or 2.
It's
It's
just,
the whole flock. I can't remember. I can't believe I said herd.
is it a flock of sheep?
It's a flock of sheep.
Yes, having little Bo Peep.
How did you know that? See, we can both be insulting.
So after we got the sheep gone wild out of the car, we made our way to Heath's house, and it's also crazy in New Zealand when you show up at someone else's house. They just welcome you in and give you tea and make lunch for you, and then we were on our way to wherever we were going.
What do they speak? Like, what language?
In New Zealand,
Yeah.
it's basically British English.
It is? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you're like, Heath, what is up?
They stay on Australian though. That's right. I think, yeah.
Yeah.
It's right above Australia. Okay.
Good job, buddy.
It's where the Lord of the Rings were filmed.
Okay. Didn't watch it.
Very diverse. There's only like 3 million people who live in New Zealand. There's 1 million sheep.
Really? I feel like the sheep is a big deal.
That's a lot of sheep.
That is a lot of sheep. Yeah.
That's a sheep 3 people density. like right now we'd have a sheep sitting with us. Okay. Do the math.
Yeah.
Is that what they say?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know. I think they're there you
They're
go.
more of a ba.
There you go.
So I guess the lesson learned in that, if you ever go to New Zealand, be on the lookout for sheep gone wild.
And a hitchhiker.
And hitchhikers gone wild.
See, that's what a horrible country we live in now. Because I wouldn't have done any of that, like ever. Like hitchhikers, you out of your mind? What do you
Right?
do? You want killed or what? And then the sheep. None of that would have happened in America.
20 years ago, I guess that was now.
You think it's still like that now, though?
In New Zealand?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people who go travel in New Zealand, that's how they travel. They hitchhike around, or they buy a cheap vehicle and just to travel with, and then they sell it before they leave.
And it's not a problem. Like, there's no, like, crime or, like, people don't kill them. I guess. I'm just going to say it.
Well, that's for a different podcast.
Yeah.
Did the sheep live?
The sheep, I think, was fine.
Okay, all right.
As long as we had to wait it out, we didn't make any other friends inside the Telestar.
So they're not afraid of you. Like, they're probably very aggressive sheep.
I don't think they're as aggressive as moose
Yeah.
Oh,
or something else that would.
like caca moose.
When you say sheep that will get out of your way, you don't want to picture bicycle in Boulder. Have you ever been in Boulder, like by the CU, the
No.
campus? Oh my God. Good luck driving 3 miles an hour as people just walk in the street
Oh, yeah.
These are humans.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
different
yeah.
than sheep.
that are paying a lot of money to get an education, but yet they don't know that this car will run you over, you know? Like,
You know what's worse than that? Wear a big red shirt in Boulder,
really?
down in that area.
They'll fight?
Oh, they hate Nebraska.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and talk about not moving. No. Yeah.
Did Carrie wear one down there? Is that-
We both did. We went to the CU Nebraska game, and God dang it if CU didn't win.
Really?
Yeah, it was brutal. Have you guys ever been to a CU game?
I have not.
No.
Have you?
No. In fact, I think I was invited to one this Saturday, and because we have a playoff game for the Mustangs, I think I should probably stay
Yeah.
hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who are the Mustangs playing?
Frederick,
See?
In Frederick or here?
here.
Ah, good luck, Mustang. Well, this will come out after that. So,
We'll see how they fare.
congratulations, Mustangs. We're going to say it there. Hopefully, I didn't curse them. Brush is also playing in the
Are they?
playoffs. Yeah,
They're in it
Severance,
too.
I believe.
huh?
Yeah, they're tough. So,
Of course, you know Fort Morgan's a little bit better.
I think we kick your ass.
Are you traveling? Are they traveling to Severance?
I think so. Yeah,
Very good.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Are you
they
going?
are. They are because there's a spirit bus. No, yeah. No, I got to work. So,
Oh,
no.
okay.
But I'd like to. It's always fun to go watch the games. You know. So,
Yeah.
all right. What do you think about that one?
I mean, what do I know about any of it? It all sounds real to me.
It wasn't a convertible, right?
No, it just had a sunroof.
But did the sheep come through the sunroof?
It popped its head up through the sunroof.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we were going to revisit that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
As you're driving with the sheep in the sunroof, and then it was like, that's normal. there goes Harold the sheep because they've named it, you know,
Right.
'cause he's the psycho
Yeah.
one that jumps in the car, always like trying to get away. You know?
Yeah, the one with the twitch.
Get back here. You know your destiny.
I told him we're going to shave you, Harold. You start jumping the trucks, we're going to shave you like a poodle. We're going to do it, Harold. We're going to teach you lessons, Harold. I don't care.
You have it coming. What do you think?
That's good. I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't have a front runner yet. Do you?
No, I don't. I feel like I have to hear all three.
Okay. All right. We got one more.
Are we traveling again?
Traveling again.
Hell
unless
yeah.
unless the last story we have shark alert around Fort Morgan or somewhere
Yeah.
Minnesota,
Yeah,
the
that's
Minnesota
true.
lakes, and we don't know.
Land shark.
Good.
Yeah.
True. Good point.
Yep.
You remember that Saturday Night Live
Yep.
skit back in the day?
Yep.
Do you?
Oh gosh, I don't know. Remind me.
Where they would the shark would bang on the door and they're like, "Who is it?" And he'd be like, "Pizza delivery." And they're like, "No, it's not. It's that mean old shark." You don't remember that? Telegram. No, it's not. It's that mean old shark.
Well, that's back when Saturday Night Live was funny.
Yeah, it was. Agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed. Well, no,
old
I mean, I think
shark.
it was funny up until the 90s. My favorite was the early 90s.
Really?
Saturday Night- yeah, with like Farley and Sandler.
Oh,
and
Right.
yes.
Farley was great.
Did you read
We
the
were-
book?
No.
You should. It's super good.
Is it good?
I lent it to Paul at work. If I get it back, I'll send it with Nancy to read.
Okay.
Oh.
It's a fantastic book.
We were just talking about Saturday Night Live the other day with my daughter, and she was talking about some other episode, and I was like, I'm sorry, a van down by the river is like my favorite Saturday Night Live episodes ever.
Yeah.
He just gets so crazy into it.
The book will bum you out though.
Oh.
Yeah. What
Oh.
a mess.
He had a hard life.
Yeah, but he was such a good person. I mean, he had a good heart, but he just had problems. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the book is fantastic. It's so good.
Just Tommy Boy's one of my favorites.
Oh,
All-time
same.
favorites.
Same.
How do
Me
you-
fluffy pillow.
Actually, I was reading something on that where originally it was David Spade making fun of it because originally it was me leave mint on your pillow, but they wanted to change it to me fluff your pillow. Because I guess they used to do it to each other. Leave mint on your pillow.
You had on not too long ago a shirt that is something.
Callahan.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
remember
Yeah,
seeing
love that
that.
movie.
Yeah.
It was a great movie.
I think that's in my future again to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Then they
Love
did
it.
Black Sheep, which is the same movie. They try to go back to the well, but no, yeah, it was fantastic. It's like his best movie. It was all downhill from there. I kind of
Okay, real quick before we move on. Favorite scene, go.
Favorite scene
Or
of
like
Tommy Boy?
line or whatever, because I already know.
You are. What's yours?
Yeah, what's yours?
Fat guy in a little coat.
I really just love the gas station scene.
Maniac.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's when the deer comes alive. He's in the back seat. Its head just pops up. You know, it's not a sheep, but it's much more scary.
Deer Gone Wild.
Yeah, that's right. So fantastic movie.
All
All right. We got one more story. Shark Alert.
Oh, Shark Alert also happened in the South Pacific. So on my way back from New Zealand, I did a little stayover in Fiji. And so, of course, I was on my own traveling. And so I decided to book this scuba dive and surf resort, like I'm some scuba diver or some surfer.
I see it in you. I see
Not
it.
either one of them. I like the water, but not sure what I was thinking at that moment in time. But this, and it was kind of a dive resort. I wish I could remember the name of it, but
Well, like a scuba dive resort or like a
no, it was
hellhole?
No, it was like it was not like a what you picture a Fijian like resort. It was
the Walmart version.
the Walmart version. Yeah, it was people wearing their slippers all over the place.
Nice.
But
Was it beautiful?
beautiful, but and actually this particular scuba dive resort, that's where people were drawn, like people like really good scuba divers and surfers would come and stay at this resort. And so I decided, well, I'm staying at a scuba dive resort, I should probably take some scuba dive lessons. Now, I'm not sure what the actual certification is for going scuba diving, but 20 years ago it was you get in the pool at the resort and you swim around for like an hour with some scuba gear on, and then you're ready to just plunge right in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you with anybody?
No, I was actually traveling alone, so I just met
How
some
old
people
are
at this
you
remote
at this point?
resort. I was a senior in college.
So like 22.
Yeah, 21, 22.
And you're traveling by yourself.
Well, I was on the stayover, and I developed a lot of adventures through the last.
I mean, she survived a sheep attack. I mean, what more could the world bring to her, you know?
I thought,
True.
well, and actually, if I think about it now, I don't know about scuba diving anymore, but I just remember doing these little lessons with like a scuba dive instructor, and then it was like, get on the boat, let's go out for the scuba dive.
How hard can it be?
Right.
Yeah.
And if I honestly think about it today, that terrifies me.
Because you have more common sense. Rena.
I actually don't know that I would do that again, because it was a beautiful dive. It was a really beautiful dive.
Right.
And I don't know how far we were down, but there was, and everyone else I was scuba diving with, they scuba dive. I mean, these are what I would say expert scuba divers.
They're like later bitches. You're like,
Not their first rodeo.
I'm in the infancy stages, not even just remembering to breathe in my apparatus
Right.
and not spit it
you're
out.
like 30 minutes in to being certified.
Yeah, well, I was certified.
Yeah.
So I'm
30
thinking I
minutes
got
ago.
my badge
Yeah.
of honor.
I don't mean to brag, but I touched the bottom of the pool at the Hilton. I don't know how much you guys know about scuba diving. They threw a quarter in. I got it.
Yeah. No big deal.
If someone's in trouble, I'll bail you out. It's fine. Rena's here.
So I don't remember the instructor's name, but we were down, right, just looking at the beautiful coral reef, the beautiful colored fish, and I was really really enjoying my time. And all of a sudden, everyone around me did this. Something they don't teach you in your certification course is shark.
If you're listening to this, by the way, is she's putting like a little fin on her head, like not quite the loser L, put your finger in and rotate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm looking around and everyone's doing it. I'm like,
Okay, I'll join. I'll play. Yeah.
do, baby shark, do.
Are you trying to think what's that old game like the last one to put their hand up?
Nose goes.
Like,
Yeah.
so it's like, where are you racing to the surface? Well, there. Actually, then I turned around and I'm surprised I didn't shoot the apparatus out my mouth because there was a gigantic tiger shark
Oh, jeez.
right there.
Shut up.
And so do we just keep our hands over here, or we like swim to the surface to get some coconuts, or
What do I do after I crap myself?
That's right.
I've got a wetsuit on. This is a problem.
Yeah, I know it can smell blood, but
Yeah. What about fear?
So we got to the surface and we had coconuts and everyone was happy and everyone was thrilled.
Wait, it didn't like follow you? I mean, how'd you get out?
Well, I guess if you stay really still-ish, they really abide by this rule.
They're scared of this for sure.
oh, the shark's like, she's union. She just give me the sign. It's fine. You can't eat her. Lucky day, Rena.
Wait a minute, she must be certified.
Didn't use my certification again on that trip.
That's right. Wow, somebody did the Hilton pool. It looks like somebody's well trained to avoid me. Guess I'll take my tiger shark ass home.
I'm gonna backpedal on out of here.
And that's actually in a couple of weeks. I think I told you we're taking a family trip to Cancun, and
Yeah.
my girls have never been, and my husband and I were talking about scuba diving, snorkeling. I'm like, ooh, sticking to the snorkel.
So have you ever went after that?
No.
Scared to death.
In fact, now I feel like it's not even so much the fear of seeing a shark; it's panicking and not being able to
Yeah. I don't like it
Right.
either.
catch my breath down that far down.
This has came up on this podcast so many times. Rena, people tell stories. Like, do you ever realize like how many times you risked your life when you were younger, and you look back and you're like, how did I survive that? I mean, how many times have you been lucky in your life? Honest to God,
Ooh,
dozens, right?
Right.
oh,
Dozens
at least.
of stuff like that. When you're younger, you're like, well, I'm gonna live forever. So
YOLO. Yeah.
yeah.
No, literally, you're gonna die, or like you're gonna hurt yourself.
And I mean, if that's the true story, that's a very dangerous. You're by yourself, so if you die, they're like, well, feed the rest of her to the shark, I guess. 'Cause
Yeah.
who's looking for
This
her?
is
you
gonna
know?
look bad on trip review.
Oh, we just went down from 5 stars.
Yes.
Yeah. If anybody asked, that sheep ate her. She's not about that sheep. That
They should have had a sign there that's saying how many accidents in the last how many days. No scuba diving.
Right.
I will
deaths.
be that accident. If
There's-
any scenario, I will be that
There's
accident.
little hash marks on the side of the boat. You're like, what's the counting right there? Like, nothing. Nothing. Enjoy your dive.
You know what I hate are the movies where like they leave the people in the ocean. You've seen it,
After
right?
they've gotten eaten by a
No,
shark?
sorry. Like when they're out scuba diving, snorkeling, and then the people come up and the like boat's gone. Have you seen this?
Because they're robbing them. Is that what it is?
No, they just like forget the people are out there. Come on, you guys haven't seen this
1,
movie?
2, 10.
Yeah, no, I don't know what it is.
Wasn't there 6 of you? Shit.
It's like somebody like did a bob and weave and they counted him twice or something. I don't know.
It's Home
I don't
Alone
like
under
any
the
of
ocean.
it. Yes, exactly.
That would be the worst, dude.
Right?
They find your dead corpse just floating there. With the shark side.
I tried to warn you.
That's going to be a thing on this podcast now.
Doo-doo, doo-doo.
I wonder if that's sign language or that's just their own personal.
I don't even remember asking because I think I went straight to the pool bar
Oh,
without my oxygen
Do
tank.
not pass go.
I'd have showed him my bird sign the whole time. Like, you guys right there. Okay, you guys. Sons of bitches. Okay.
How far was it from you?
Not very far.
Not very far.
Maybe there's a perimeter of space where they have then you do it if it's further away. But I think anywhere where you could see a shark, you better
Like
be
Yeah,
telling
right.
10
the
feet?
party. From here to probably that chair, yeah, probably 10 feet.
Oh,
But I mean, they're sharks, so they move. I mean, it's going to be on you.
yeah.
If it wants to eat you, you're going to get eaten. So
Yeah, I don't
Well,
like
we're
that.
the wrong perfume that day, apparently.
yeah,
Yeah.
right, right. You just hope it eats you, the whole tank and everything, and it blows up. You know what I mean? Or at least gets a
Pushing
massive case
somebody
of
else
gas.
in
You
front
know,
of you. That's what I'd be doing.
that's what I would hope. So,
Yeah.
all right. What do you think, Dentia?
Oh, Those are some really great stories.
Yeah.
I love how much you've traveled. I think that's really cool.
I would love to instill it in my girls too, right? So just making
Now, as
sure
a
that-
mom, would that make you nervous?
Well, you know what? Crazily enough, before I moved to Norway, I would hardly leave the house. I was like terrified to go stay at the neighbor's house. I like was really a homebody.
So what changed?
I took a risk to go study abroad, and I think once I lived in Norway, it was like, oh, just yeah. Now I just love to travel.
So even like the way things are now today, that wouldn't make you nervous for your girls. You would still.
Oh, would I be nervous? Sure, but I think that YOLO.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no, I agree 100%.
And you got to like trust that you like taught them well and
Yep.
they're smart,
Yep.
which they are.
We told that you watched part of Chloe's. Did you watch her story when she goes to
Peru.
Peru?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's one of the ones like that could have been super.
Yep.
She's lucky that it ended horribly, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of where you're going with this, right? Like,
Yeah.
would you let him go back?
I mean, I don't know. Now that we did it, and like I have found out more things since they've came back that happened, I was like, what? Oh my gosh. I don't know. I mean, but they're older now.
But you also want the kids to
Experience
have
things.
experiences.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stories that you can
Right.
tell.
And you know what?
Right?
You never know when your day's up. So
Exactly. And you want
Mm-hmm.
to see everything.
yeah, I kind of regret the fact that I didn't do more of that. You know, kind of scared too, I guess. Kind of get in your own comfortable bubble.
Have you ever been to like Mexico or anything?
No,
Larry, are you kidding
I've never
me?
been to the States.
Shush.
No,
When do you turn 50?
after
You're
you.
soon.
Thank you very much.
Are you like 2 years after me?
I'm 46 now.
4 years.
Yeah.
You gotta go.
You gonna take me to Mexico?
Yes, get your passport.
All right.
Ooh.
That's legal, right?
You heard it here.
Yep, that's right. Here, let us know how your trip goes.
How's your 50th birthday? Well, I came up from scuba diving and the boat had left. So shitty. Nancy was all worried about it 4 years ago on a podcast.
Would you scuba or snorkel?
My God, no. Look at the size of me. I'm a buffet. What shark's like, holy shit, look at this one, you know? We'll keep some for later.
See, no, I think you would be just fine.
I would probably skip it. I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I like to swim. You know, I've always been
Okay.
a swimmer, so yeah. Yeah. If you can go anywhere else, Rena, where would it be?
Oh, I'd really like to go to Africa.
Really? What part?
Same.
Just, I don't know that I've actually picked a place. I just would be fascinated to
Just like the idea of like a safari. Is that what it is?
a safari and going to like a school actually and figuring out
Oh.
like just we have just educationally and I would go I would go back to a lot of places I've already been.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
But I mean, you wouldn't check out somewhere else first? New first?
Not necessarily. It depended how it presented itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
You?
I mean, yeah, I haven't done nearly that amount of traveling. Like, I'd like to see a bunch of cool places.
Yeah, like, but where would you go?
Again, Africa is on mine too because I want to see like a safari. I think that'd be cool. I really have no desire to see like Japan, China. It sounds very overwhelming. I don't know. Maybe like Rome or something.
Rome
What about
would-
you?
Egypt. I'd go to Egypt.
Egypt.
I would love to see the pyramids, all that stuff. I think that'd be the coolest thing ever.
Rome is cool.
You've been.
Yeah, we wouldn't probably do a trip like that again. We did London, Paris, Rome in one trip, my husband and I, and that was too many big cities. So we've learned to rent a car and go and stop where we want. And so then we've made only accommodations for like the first couple nights usually, and then we kind of just go and Ireland, Scotland.
Oh,
those
yes,
are just
I'd love to see
great
that.
places to just travel and just see
be
the
cool.
countryside.
Love it.
Before the COVID hit, we started this podcast. We stopped for like 6 months. I got COVID. My mom, everybody got COVID, right? So we said it's just probably smarter to stop this. And before we stopped, I don't know why or how this even happened, but there was a bunch of listeners from Ireland that would tune into this.
What?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Did I ever told you that?
No.
Yeah, like the first 10 or 15 episodes, whatever it was before we stopped for that 6 months. I would look on like the website and there'd be a bunch of Ireland IP addresses on there. Yeah, dude. So it's crazy.
So if those people are listening, tell you.
And they still might be. They just
Yeah.
they're going to the website. They're going directly through iTunes or whatever. But yeah, kind of crazy that someone from Ireland tomorrow might be well, not to this one. This one won't come up for 2 weeks, but yeah, kind of crazy, right?
Listen to this guy. He's crazy.
yeah.
I can't do the accent. All my accents.
And the whole
sound
time they're
same.
like, "What's so weird about the witches keeping Satan away?" That's you're weird. You're weird, loser.
America, suck it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So, Rena, this is the point where we have to guess. We try and guess which one we think is not true or partially made up. And to do that, we do the rock, paper, scissors to see who has to guess first.
Okay.
Now, Rena, how do you rock, paper, scissors? Do you do 3 pumps or 4 pumps?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
You're a 4 pumper. God.
That is the right way. That is the right
Well,
way.
that's the right way. We're going to do it today, though. So here's the other part, Rena. I've been doing this blindly now because I'm so awesome at this with Dencia. Like, she can't beat me, right? She picked paper for like the last 5 times. Like, she's like, "How are you so good?" I'm like, "Because you picked the same thing every time."
I didn't know I did that. I did not know I did that.
But now am I going to...
Now you're psyched me out. Honestly, I was thinking about that.
Are you
I
going to
was
double
like,
back to paper this time? I think you might. I
Get
think
out
you
of my
might because
head.
you're like...
Get
you
out of my head.
Ready?
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors,
Rena,
shoot.
you tell me if
Yeah.
I win or not, okay?
All right,
Are
I'll
you
tell you.
ready?
I'm ready.
I guess I know what you're
I'm
going to do
going to
already.
trick you so bad.
I don't think so.
Yes, I am.
Are
I'm
you
going
ready?
to trick you. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Dencia nailed it.
Bam.
Or cut
sucker. Bam. Bam. Oh,
This is the worst
you're my good
podcast
luck.
ever.
Good luck, charm, Rena. Good luck, charm.
Okay. So we have 3 stories: Sheep Gone Wild, Shark Alert, and Norris Saga. So I think Norris Saga is true. I think that's just, I mean, if you're at home, you could have Googled this, obviously. But we don't have that option here. But I think that one's true. Shark Alert, I think that's true. I hope it's true. Not that I'm glad you were in danger, but I like the whole, now we have these shark signs to use with each other, like we're mad at each other, like stupid. I'm going to pick Sheep Gone Wild as my Bullhucker. Is the one that's partially made up, because I'm trying to think. Sheep are fairly large animals. To jump through a window, that'd be tough. I mean, sure, they jump over fences when you're counting them to fall asleep, but I don't know other than that how their leaping ability is. I don't know if I've never seen a sheep jump, but I've never chased one or tried to make it jump. So I guess
So all those things I've heard about you are false.
all they're false. I'm just trying to help it over the fence, officer. I'm just trying to help it over the fence. So I'm going to go with Sheep Gone Wild as my Bullhucker. Dencia.
Okay, interesting. I thought we were going to be on the same page with this one. I believe a Norse Saga is true too, because what if we knew that, Rena? What if, right? We could have known that.
Which means that's probably the Bullhucker, because that's been our luck lately.
We both suck. She's like, you guys are so dumb. I think Sheep Gone Wild is true, because I'm in for giving Heath a ride home. And I think that it was like, sheep, get in the car. Why not? There's so many. We are just doing the damn thing. I think Shark Alert. I'm going to go with Shark Alert. And I don't know why. I think this is real. It seems like something that you would do when scuba diving. I guess, I don't know. I think tiger sharks are aggressive, maybe.
Yes, they're insanely aggressive. No, they're the passive ones. No, yeah.
Sit and smile at you.
Yeah.
You're lucky I'm not a different shark. I'd so eat you right now.
But
Tiger sharks
what if they
aggressive.
just roar? I don't know. For whatever reason, I'm feeling shark alert.
So you're gonna go Shark Alert. I'm gonna go Sheep Gone Wild. Rena.
Okay,
Let's see.
Rena, which is
What
it?
do I have to show you my board?
Yeah, you have to show us the
Show
board.
Sheep Gone Wild. Oh, I may have lost the battle, but I won the war, baby. What's up?
Wow.
Rena, what part of that wasn't true?
It was the sheep part.
He didn't jump into the truck. Or the
Didn't
car.
jump in the car
Okay.
all the way.
All right.
Not through the
Really?
sunroof. Nope.
Was Heath there?
Heath was there.
And we went to his house and had dinner.
There was the craziest hitchhiking story. I'm not sure that would ever. I would not want my girls to be doing that. So
Right.
if they're listening when they're
Yeah,
living
don't get
abroad,
ideas.
do not pick up hitchhikers
Or sheep. Or sheep.
or sheep.
Or a shark.
Sure.
This shark story is real.
Is real.
It was right there.
It was right
How
there.
big was this shark?
Big. Well, it doesn't even matter if it was a baby
Yeah.
shark. It was a tiger shark.
The aggressive kind.
I mean, I wonder if all this stuff here is true. Like if you punch them in the nose, because all the nerves, the nerve endings in the nose.
You should
can
find
get
out.
away. Yeah, well, when I turn 50, apparently I'm going to.
You
so.
are.
And become certified, and maybe you'll have some better skills than the instructors that I had.
Right. I'm totally. If I do get certified, I'm gonna pass off that it's not my first time. I'm like, that's not my first time. Let me show you guys something, huh? Who's the rookie here? Who's the rookie here? Not me. Not me.
I get to live today, everybody.
right. Okay. And
Wow.
A Norse saga is also true then.
Yeah, we had a lot of crazy adventures when we lived in Norway, but that was one that just threw me for a loop. That it's a real thing. If you look up Påska or Easter in Sweden, that's a...
Are the witches scary looking or like more of an Easter witch?
Well, how costumes have changed.
Oh, yeah.
They're not like American witches where it's like all
Sluts.
black lingerie and it looks like hooker witches, like...
Ew.
And they don't all dress. They didn't all dress up as witches, as I recall. Like some of the younger kids just dressed up, but there were a lot of witch costumes because that's tradition.
I'm excited for my mom to watch this episode now because she retired in January of 2020, so she's been doing the whole heritage thing, heritage.com and that's gonna be interesting to her.
Yep.
So there you go, Mom. There you go.
Mama Ledstrom, that one's for you.
Varsagoo, okay?
Yeah.
So you're impressed I know that. Come on.
I don't even know you anymore. Like, how do you know these things?
I didn't know you were Swedish, so. Yeah. Rena, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, Rena.
You're
This was
welcome.
fun.
It
It was
was
fun
fun.
getting to know these things about you. I knew you had some cool stories.
And that's the fun part about this podcast is, and it's fun for me when someone like you comes on because we've never met.
Right.
Most everybody else I know on a personal level. So for some of them, like, that doesn't fit your bill. But no, this has been fun. So
And I felt like none of them, I thought that way about. Did you?
no,
Like, that doesn't sound
that's
right.
the only thing that tipped me off of the sheep was I was trying to picture a sheep getting through a window. You know,
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. What does that tell you guys?
Find new help. That's what it tells you. Find new help. Crazy. So
Okay.
anyway, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks,
welcome.
Rena.
I'm
That was
Moose
fun.
Lundstrom.
And I'm Densey Akudron.
See you later, Rena.